So later in today's video, I'm going to be going over how much it costs to build my 335. But before I get to that, I'm starting this little clothing brand, which might expand to more in the future. It's called Webbies. I'm gonna have a website for it. I'll pop up the Instagram for it. So if you guys want to stay up to date on that stuff. All right, so I'm at Advanced Auto Parts right now. So I low-key hate walking in there because I see all the people I used to work with and everything. It's just really weird. I keep having this issue. Every time I turn the heat on in my car, it literally like burns my eyes so bad. It's so annoying. So like when I wake up and go to work in the morning, I have to rely on my heated seat and I literally cannot have the heat on because it burns my eyes. Legit tear gas in my eyes. What I've been doing is just using heated seats or have the windows down with the heat on. And I was doing some research, but there's like barely anything. And I don't know anyone who has a 335i with this problem. So if you guys would know what that is, holla at your boy in the comments, but I literally have no idea. I have the reusable cabin air filters, so I'm gonna attempt to clean them and see if that benefits at all. I really don't think it is, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Alright, so I got this stuff here from K&M. It's the recharger. So pretty much it's just spray on oil and spray on cleaner. So all I'm going to do is take out the cabin air filters. I think literally all you do is spray on the cleaner and then wash it out with a hose. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the cabin air filters out. And if you can't do that, bless your soul. Bro, this shit low-key way dirtier than I thought it was gonna be. So now that I got them all washed out, pretty much all I'm gonna do is just let them air dry and then slap them back in whenever they're dry. I know it's probably not gonna do anything, but it doesn't hurt to get it clean. All right, so now the test is to keep the heat on with the windows up, see if my eyes burn. I don't know if this has fixed the problem. Literally, I put my eyes in the vents, so I don't know if this fixed the problem. This is only one drive. It might be a one-off thing. I mean, I'm really hoping that that simple little cheap fix is what solved my problem, because that really sucked going to work in the morning with my eyes literally being pepper sprayed. So as you guys saw in the title and thumbnail, today's video is going to be about how much it costs to pretty much just make my 335i where it is now. It's pretty much at its end state, at least like for now. I'm pretty content with how my car looks as of right now. I'm sure it'll change. I want to wrap it soon. That might be the next big thing I do to it. When I originally got this car, it was completely bow stock, not a single thing done to it. So for this video, I'm going to solely do performance and aftermarket things. I'm going to leave out the maintenance things because this isn't in any certain order of how I modified my car. This is just how the list came out. And I will have most of the products listed below. So if you're interested in anything in this video, it's linked down below. All right, so the first thing I have on my list right now is the F30 Shifter. It's made to go on E9X series cars. It looks like an F chassis shifter. That's just a good way to update, really freshen up the inside, especially when you pair it with the manual boot. I do have a video on that. I'll pop that in whatever corner that's in. So the F30 Shifter is $99.99. And the manual boot is $115, I believe. The next thing on the list is my sequential side markers that I got from Mashimaro. Those were $39.99 and they look way cleaner than just the OEM white ones. And it being blacked out looks super clean, with especially with my look, everything's blacked out. But the sequential sidebar lights are really sick. My big interior mod that I have in my car is my steering wheel from AZA or AZA. I don't really know what they prefer, but I got a steering wheel from them for $850, and not all their steering wheels are that insanely expensive, but pretty much how I spec'd it out, it came out to $850 because carbon fiber and flat bottom, and everything I wanted that really enchanted the driving experience. Like, it feels phenomenal, really changes the whole game. Like, I love driving after I got the steering wheel. So pretty much the first mod I ever did was the black kidney grills on my car. Blacked out kidney grills from Michigan E9X for $59.95, which is completely worth the money because blacking out the kidney grills makes a humongous difference. And behind the grills I have red air scoops from Mashimaro. Those look super clean, and you can only see them at certain angles, but when you get the right angle, the red peeking through, or whatever color you can get, the little accent of color behind there, super clean. They say you get performance gain from it. I highly doubt you get much at all, but it just looks super clean. You can pick that up for $79.99. I feel like I'm doing a bunch of brand deals, but I ain't getting paid shit. So next thing under the hood, I have a Burger Motorsport oil catch can, which costs $179, and I used to have this really big problem with oil blow-by. I would get smoking from my exhaust all the time on D-cell. But yeah, so ever since I installed this oil catch can, no smoking at all whatsoever ever since. And then moving on, I got a 7.5 inch VRSF intercooler. And I got the Sport, not the Race, so it's a little bit smaller, but it's still got a 7.5 inch core. That ran me $479.99. That was kind of a pain in the ass to install, but at the end of the day, it was so worth it because that's like the biggest thing that people point out. But I got the Sport not knowing that the Race was bigger. I literally had no idea that they made two different 7.5 inch ones. If I ever go single turbo or bigger upgraded turbos, that intercooler will hold up easily. That's why I never bothered with the 5-inch one. Because if I ever go crazy with this motor, I don't want to have to upgrade again. And I also have a ARM or ARM, I don't know how they prefer, charge pipe. That ran me $127. That had a really nice powder coat finish to it. Paired with the Tile Q 50 mil blow-off valve, which ran me $267.99. That thing looks so sick underneath the hood. I got black because I like everything kind of like low-key and discreet. They make other red, black, silver. If I were to get it again, I think I would get silver just because it's like pops out a little more. But black's cool. But definitely a must with N54 or N55 motors, charge pipe, because those will blow up. Even if you're stock not to, they will blow up. Moving on, I got a Stunt Conversion Kit for $134.95. I got it off ECS Tuning. I've ran it for probably half a year now, and I haven't had any issues with any falling off. So that's like a super easy option. So every time I take on and off my wheel, it's 100 times easier, especially with my big wheels I have on there. It's not a pain in the ass holding it up and then kind of like doing the whole thing where you hold it with your two legs and then bolt it in when you're by yourself. So having the studs in there makes it 1,000 times easier to work on your car. Moving on is the Evo Boost Gauge 52 mil, which was $85 off ECS Tuning. I know it's controversial because people say if the airbag blows, it'll like kill me or some shit. I 100% agree with that, and it will. So that's why I'm planning on probably moving to the digital one. It was just a different option. I tried it out. I like it where it's at. Wish that junk wouldn't kill me if the airbags were to go off. Carbon fiber mirror caps I have in my car, I got them from ECS Tuner for $164.95. Those are really subtle little parts. I love carbon fiber. If I had the money, I would do a full carbon fiber car. That would be so sick. But yeah, so mirror caps, $164. It looks super clean. Alright, and then moving on to coilovers. So I have Raceland coilovers, which are super controversial just because they're kind of cheap. Coilovers, the cheaper route. So I went with those on Black Friday, and I got like some kind of like 15% off or some shit, but they're $429 new. I mean, they're solid coilovers. Next thing is black bumper reflectors. So as you probably know, OEM ones come with orange reflectors on the side of the front bumper or white. Some people paint match, but I went with black reflectors, which were $25.19 off Amazon. And next thing, as most of you know, if you've seen one of my bigger videos, is converting my tan interior to black and red. So that was the whole process. I dyed the seats and wrapped the headliner and all that fun stuff. That cost me around $500. There's other routes like getting already black and red interiors and literally just bolting it in, which I'm happy I did it my own way. Came out really clean. Next thing is my headlights. So this is also another thing that people hit me up all the time about. First thing people ask is where I got them done at, because they're the OEM headlights, but I actually didn't get anyone to do them. I know they have companies that you could send your headlights to. I paid $78.25 for the Angel Eyes, and they're super clean, but what I used was just spray paint, which was like $10, and then $78.25 for the Angel Eyes in it, and it really makes the car look more aggressive and sportier, so definitely worth it. Moving on to my exhaust, I have catless downpipes from Michigan E9X, which will run you $229.95. From past the catless downpipes, I have a straight pipe. I do want to get the VRSF one in the future, maybe. So I'm running a 2¼ inch straight pipe that come out to 4-inch exhaust tips. So for my little ghetto straight pipe, I would say probably $60. I'll just say $60. That might be a little cheap, but it's loud as shit. Moving on is my aftermarket wheels, which are odd hand AH02s, and they're 18 by 9.5 all around, all four corners, 35 offset. They ran me $679. I actually got them off eBay, so unfortunately I can't link it down below because they're no longer selling those on eBay. I'm actually still in love with these wheels. I would never change the color or the look, and they're probably my favorite wheels. Sub $1,000. I might get some heat for that, but I love those wheels so much. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in those, probably just check out Odd Hand's website. No, ESR makes the same kind of wheels. So moving on to my MHD tune. So it's $100 for the license, and then I believe around $60 per tune. It's around $300 if you fully maximize MHD. So stage 1 tunes, stage 2 tunes, E85 blend, etc. So I mean, MHD kind of varies on how much you want to use it for. Moving on to the intake. Also controversial parts. A lot of people like enclosed intakes for these cars because they run so hot. But I do have the DCI cold air intake, which a lot of people say the hot air intake because it gets all hot air. Whatever. My car runs fine, so shut the f up. Those are $85. I got the red ones. That was like a very early mod I did. Turbo noise just sound crazy after you put them in. My 4-inch exhaust tips, I'm sure no one cares. I got them off eBay. They don't sell them anymore. $65.99. So I kind of went as big as I could. So I got a 2¼ inch to 4-inch tips. They're super aggressive, humongous. Those are so sick. Moving on to like, I think like one of the first mods I ever did. My carbon fiber spoiler, I think it's the M4 style, V2, whatever they call it. That ran me $200. Can't really go wrong with it. Carbon fiber looks sick. Coming to the end of the list here, carbon fiber hood. A lot of people hit me up about this. On TikTok especially, I got a lot of people saying it was wrapped. It's not wrapped. Believe me or not, I don't really care. I actually was looking for carbon fiber hoods for a long time, but I was not willing to spend $800+ on a brand new one. So I actually got the deal of a lifetime. I live in Southern Maryland and there was someone selling a carbon hood in DC. I drove down there and ripped off the hood. He wanted $350 for it, which is insane price. Like that's so cheap for a carbon hood. It had like a little chip on it, nothing crazy. And then surprisingly enough, I sold my OEM hood on Facebook Marketplace for $350. So at the end of the day, I got that carbon hood for free, which is insane. I wouldn't really call this a mod, but it is in a sense. I got Index 12 injectors, which I got another deal on Facebook Marketplace. I paid some dude $350 for used ones. They only had 1,000 or 2,000 miles on them. They were great. Next thing is my Burger Motorsport cabin air filters, which are $69.99. And as dumb as it seems for a cabin air filter, that is such a good mod because you get like that big OEM housing out of the way. It comes over like a foot, and that really contains a lot of heat and keeps that all in there. So removing all that and putting just the 2 filters on there is such a good idea. A common misconception with my car is people think I have the M3 style bumper. I don't. I do want to in the future. I only have an M style front lip on there, which is $200. I got it off Amazon. Pre-painted, so the company, which is sick. It really makes the OEM bumper look dumb and so unaggressive. So getting that lip is so worth it. I do have Turner camber plates because I'm running a square setup, so my front wheels are a little bit too wide. So I was trying to get as much camber as I could, and I got Turner camber plates, which does -2.5 degrees. Gives you that little stance look. Super clean look. It's kind of perfect, except for I rub in the back sometimes when I have people in my car. And then in the front, I rub sometimes, which I still need to roll my fenders, which would probably prevent that. Moving to the last thing is just the red push start button. Everyone and their mom does this with these cars. $14.95 off Michigan E90X. It's just a nice little highlight to throw in there over the black OEM one, and mine was pretty trashed when I had it. It was like smeared off. So all in all, my total came out to about $6,500. And for my build, I feel like that's pretty reasonable and pretty budget. I don't really have any super crazy parts. As you can see, I kind of don't go too cheap, but I'm kind of like towards the cheaper end because I only am 19 and I don't make crazy money. So let me know how much you guys have spent on your build so far. I'm interested to see. That's gonna wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that and that gives you a sense on how much it'll cost you to like build your 335i if you're interested in getting one. So lastly, follow me on socials and check out the website. It's live at www.shopwebbies.com. Please check out that. We'll have a bunch of products coming soon. So yeah, please make sure to go check out the website. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Catch you on the flip.